Hello all, my name is John,
And I'm Tyler.
and together we are DeLong Rigging Solutions, or DRS for short.
So tying the Prusik knot. The Prusik knot typically is used if you're trying to snub off a line, or if you're trying to add a sandbag to a hemp system or something like that. But we'll talk about the uses of it here in just a second. First, let's talk about actually tying one. So you're going to take a piece of rope. Make sure you've got a rope that is appropriate for what you're doing as far as its breaking strength, and make sure you're taking safety factors and all that in. But you're going to take a rope, and to tie a Prusik, you're going to fold it in half so you got a loop. You're going to put your loop behind the purchase line, then you're going to take both of your tails and put them through the loop. Once, twice. And once you've got through that, you're going to cinch it down, trying to keep it all nice and neat and clean and smooth. You don't want them to cross over each other because that actually is going to take some of the friction out, and this knot works based on friction. So I mean, right now I've got all nice and neat and tight, and I mean I can give that a good solid tug and it's not going anywhere. So let me show you that again real quick. So you've got your loop. You're going to put your loop behind the purchase line, taking your tails through the loop once, twice, and then you're going to pull it tight. Once again, making sure everything's nice and neat, nothing's crossing over it, and you've got your Prusik. Should we know there are some variations on this knot that do more than 2 wraps? That being said, those are variations. The Prusik is just 2 wraps, just like this. Which, if we were trying to snub off a line, then we would take our tails and we'd tie them around the index of the fly system, around the index bar down here. But I'm not going to do that right now because we cover that in another video. Check that out in our securing an out of balance system video. Another common use for the Prusik is if you're trying to add a sandbag to a hemp system. Hemp systems are called rope and sandbag systems in the ANSI code. You're going to find that in E1.4-1. But colloquially and more commonly, you'll hear them referred to as a hemp system. And in a hemp system, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll use a sundae with a Prusik knot to tie to the rope and then add sandbags. It should be noted that a sundae is not necessarily made out of a piece of rope. It can be made out of steel rope, cable, webbing, or fiber rope. Just any loop is a sundae. That being said, if you're adding sandbags, a trim clamp really is your better option, but a sundae will work in a pinch. So making a sundae out of this rope, we're going to tie a fisherman's knot, which you can watch the video on, but I'll do it real quick. I'm just going to do an overhand knot with one tail here, except I just did not do that correctly. So doing an overhand knot with one tail, like so. Then I'm going to take my other tail and do another overhand knot, like so. Go look at it, make sure my tails aren't facing each other. I'm going to pull it nice and tight, and I now have a sundae. So I'm going to take my sundae, and I'm going to tie a Prusik again. So once again, you've got the loop that you put behind the rope that you're attaching to. You're going to take the tail through it once, twice, and you're going to pull it nice and tight. Once again, make sure that nothing's crossed and everything lays flat. And you've got a Prusik knot. And then now you've got this loop of the sundae that you would clip sandbags onto in a hemp system. Once again, ideally you'd be using a trim clamp, but this method does work and has worked for quite a number of years. So let me go ahead and undo that. I'm going to show you one more time how to tie a Prusik. So you've got your loop, you put behind the rope, you take the rest of the sundae and you go through your loop once, go through a second time, and then you're going to pull it tight. And as you pull tight, once again, make sure that nothing is crossing, that it's all nice and flat and smooth. And that is Prusik Knot. Please remember that DeLong Rigging Solutions one-shot training videos are meant as general overviews. Every system is different. Every venue has different procedures. All statements made make certain assumptions about systems and venue similarities. Nothing can replace on-site training with a qualified individual. If ever you have a question or concern about rigging, do not hesitate to reach out to us or another qualified vendor in your area.